chocolate mousse, but not just any chocolate mousse, German chocolate mousse. We've got some great German chocolate from Germany. We have some great chocolatiers here in the United States, and they also have some great chocolatiers over in Europe. And I used this type of chocolate when I had my bakery and patisserie, used to its interactions. The main difference is you don't want to get a chocolate that is filled with waxes and paraffins. Okay, you got to be careful with real chocolate too. It's called tempering, and if you overdo it, you will mess it up. I have already whipped my cream. When you're whipping cream, there's an attachment for these. It's like a little whip right here. I'm fortunate enough to have that. You can also use your hand, but this saves the wrist and the elbow. Medium speed, not high. You're tempted to go high. It adds the air molecules to the fat molecules too quickly. You will get stiff cream, but it will break down rapidly. This will stay stiff for 3 days. So, we've got chocolate. I have brought the coffee back up, heated it back up in the microwave. I don't like using microwaves, but I do use them occasionally. You know, they've been outlawed in Russia since, I believe, 1978, and for a reason, but they are convenient when you need them quick. Got the coffee at about 190 degrees, and there's a reason for that. You can see the chocolate is perfectly tempered. This is a bittersweet chocolate. You're gonna want that. That's the flavor, that's the taste you want. We're gonna take and add coffee to the chocolate. And that coffee had the instant coffee added to it, so it's strong. Now we're going to slowly add the egg yolks. All the egg yolks in there. And you got to be careful when you're doing this that you do it while the heat is proper. If you don't, you're going to end up with a mess. It'll look like the chocolate curdled. You can see where that's making almost like a thick, as a ganache starts to cool, that's what it kind of looks like, only this is not ganache. And by the way, I've got to warn you, if you're in the United States, don't watch this video. I used raw eggs. It's legal in Europe. You're not supposed to do it here in the United States. So, on to the mixture. This is very exciting stuff. As you can tell, I love pastry. I'm going to stiffened egg whites, and they're to a stiff peak. I added a little bit of cream of tartar. That was 9 egg whites. That was 9 egg yolks. The whipping cream was 1 cup of whipping cream with a little bit of sugar in it. I suppose maybe not quite a 1/4 cup. I don't like it too sweet. I do like to hit it a little bit. Now what we're going to do is incorporate this without losing the volume. That's where the art comes in. All right, carefully fold this together. You're going to lose some volume, of course, but do not keep mixing it until there's nothing left. Now when you're doing this commercially, we used to make, our batches were about they're at least 6 times, if not 10 times this size. We'd make it in a big 60-quart bowl. And oops, I slipped up. I told you what we did. And yes, I believe in the real product. You can use pasteurized eggs, which we would do in the bakery. But at home, I use this, but I do not recommend it for anybody, unless you're in France or Germany or over in Europe. Then I highly recommend it. Okay, you can see what's happening. We've slowly incorporated the egg whites, whipping cream, chocolate mixture, and I don't want to go too much more. And I don't care if I have a little tuft of whipped cream. I don't care. I don't want to lose that volume. Look at that, folks. Is that not some chocolate goodness straight from the Valhalla? I think Odin would approve of that. Oh, I gotta use another finger because this one now is, oh. Beautiful, look at that. Gonna set that in the fridge. Gonna come back, top that with a little bit of whipped cream, shaved chocolate, and maybe a little bit of a coffee bean in there for a twist. Is that not beautiful? What a wonderful dessert. And you see, it wasn't that hard to make. It's gonna take you a little time to get used to how to fold that in. If you fail a couple times, that's okay. If you've never failed in life, you haven't tried hard enough. Think of it this way, when you're living, and I'm a poster child for this because I had a heart attack and actually died I was dead for 20 minutes. And so I can speak with authority. Your life, if you look on an otoscope or when you go to the doctor or if you're hooked up onto an EKG machine, you'll see the rhythm of the heart, ups and downs. That's life. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, but you're living. Flatline, the people who stay safe, they didn't live. They did not experience life. Experience life. Fail. It's okay. Keep going. And that's what you'll do. You'll fail a little bit. I wasn't perfect the first time I made this. Well, maybe I was. But anyway, I did fail at a few pastries along the way when I was learning. Quite a few at the beginning. You get better. Keep trying. How easy was this to make? Wasn't that hard. Do not buy the box mix pudding or the custard mix. Make it from scratch. So much better for you. You ever wonder why the French and the Swiss and all that are very thin, but they eat all this kind of stuff? They eat croissant in the morning, they have French bread, they have beer, they have wine, they have pastries, and we eat all this dietary stuff, and we have problems. It's because we're not eating the real foods. Real food will not harm you. Now, of course, you can't sit down and have a Jethro-sized bowl and expect to be okay if you eat it every day. But moderation. If you have it in moderation, just like alcohol, moderation, 1 or 2 beers, not a 12-pack, you're okay. It's good for you. Think about what your ancestors did. Think about how they lived. It's hundreds of thousands of years of evolvement. And here just in the last 40 years, we've went way off base. So, cook for yourself. It's so much fun. It's fun if you have a significant other, if a family get together. Sunday nights, you know what I used to like to do? Make pizza. So everybody have their own pizza. They'd put their own toppings on, put it in the oven, maybe watch a movie at 8 or 9 o'clock. Always doing something like that. It makes for a great atmosphere. And it's a happy time. It's not down. This is a prized recipe. Most chefs don't give out these recipes. But I am giving this out to you so that it hopes that it'll live on and continue. And maybe I'll drop into a place and I'll get to taste this and I will not have made it, someone else will, and I can appreciate their art inside of it. We're going to finish this off. Okay. I'm going to add 3 coffee beans to each one. Going to shave a little chocolate. It's just a strawberry that I took and fanned out. And make that real pretty, just like that. Isn't that a sexy dessert? You picture that, eating that at midnight with your significant other, or maybe you can make it for your family, you know? Surprise them, give them something really unique, something different, or just make it for yourself. But it always is better to share. I like to share things. I always make so much food, and I have a lot. I share with a couple people, and I still have a lot left over. So anyway, I enjoy sharing with people. I enjoy sharing these recipes. Someone just asked me, why are you sharing all your best recipes? I want them to live on. There's going to be a day when I don't, so I want these to go on. These are the best recipes that I've collected over the last 30 years. And really, there's some that I have not tasted that are any better or that are the equivalent. Sent straight down from Valhalla to get ready for battle. Oh, this stuff is good. I can't stop eating it quick enough to tell you to enjoy your chocolate mousse.